After the disappointment of the FA Cup result against Leicester, we then headed into the FA Trophy for its defence, and thankfully we bounced back as Heaney got things off to an early start 3 minutes in, before Pedder then got two in the space of 3 minutes on the 24th and 27th minutes respectively, before Heaney then capped off the half to go in 4-0. Now, the second half, that was a race to see who would get a hat-trick first, and Heaney did this on the hour before Fremantle then put away a consolation goal to make it 5-1. We then returned to the league to play 20th and 22nd place sides, Eastleigh and Dagenham and Redbridge, which both in the end finished with simple 1-0 victories. Welcome everyone to Milanos. We are of course here in Fylde for today's game, which sees 4th place take on 4th from bottom. Now, down in the Vanarama North, this would have been a big game. It would have been a big top of the table clash. But as I have pointed out, we are flying high, they are struggling. But this is a side which has always given us close games. The last 3 games against this club have all been 1-0 victories, the first one going in our favour, but the last 2 have been losses. So, without further ado, let's head on over to the stadium and let's try and turn this one around. Okay, so as you can see, we've made it to the dressing room ahead of today's game. Now, there's one thing I would like to show you before we crack on with today's match, and this is regarding Shipley. Yes, Shipley. Look how amazing he is. First of all, 7 player of the matches thus far, more than anyone on the team. He also has himself an assist in his 25 games, but the most remarkable stat about this man is his average rating, 7.78 for the last 5 games. That's not so bad. 7.72 for the season though. That is ridiculous. He's almost got an 8 average rating for the season. That man's remarkable. As such, there's teams who are hunting him down. Very much indeed. In fact, no, wow. Okay. There was some league teams who were interested in him. Yeah, the interest has disappeared. That's an odd one. But I can see him definitely going to a higher league next year. As you can see, 7.69. 1 appearance, 6 player of the matches. I guess that is just in the league. Yes, that's his league stats, which are still pretty darn good. 7.5 average rating. That is just filthy in this league. And he's been a big reason why we are now in that playoff push. We're going to be screwed next year when him and Sykes both leave, and Fletcher in central midfield as well. Regardless if we're in this league or the league above, we're going to have to hunt for some good loanees, hunt for some good free agents, and just pray to God we can have a good season next year, because we're not going to have Shipley, that is for sure. But I've rambled enough. It is time to crack on with this game here in Fylde and see how we get on against our previous Vanarama North opposition. Now, as you can see, 4-5-1 or 4-4-2 is their expected formation. Interesting. But enough dilly-dallying. Let's get on in. We've been on a good run of form lately. Go out there and impress me. More than impress me. Impress you fine ladies and gents. Now, they're only composed at that. Didn't go down great, but that serves me right for just picking what my assistant decided with the option to go for. Now, Fylde with the kick-off highlight here today. Will we actually get a kick-off highlight that amounts to anything? That is the question. Whitmore tries it over the top. Sykes nods it down for Pedder. Usually you get like 1 a season. Dyson, though, playing it out wide to Carling. Carling coming down this right-hand side. This might be that 1 a season. He's going to try and pull it back. Oh, he's turned his man. He's been dispossessed by Romansky, though. He's won it back yet again. Carling whips it in. Obi nods it back for Scott, though. The ball, if it had sailed over Obi's head, might have amounted to something. Oh, we do have the league table. Oh yes, because our last 2 games were league games. So, don't need to worry about changing that. But it's a ball back to Scott. And Scott will try and build from the back here on this 6th minute. Ball over the top to Horton. Horton is being hunted down by Mason, though. We, of course, have our full strength lineup here today. Oluwayemi making a beautiful save. Now, is anyone having a rough start? No, everyone's on 6.7 or above. Not bad. Not bad indeed. No goals have been conceded around the league in these first 15 minutes. but Carlin will try and change that as he throws it into Pedder. It's now nodded back to Carlin. He plays it up to Dyson. Dyson maybe pull it back. Not the person I was thinking of, but back post. Oh, come on, Heaney. That was a lovely ball by Carlin. Probably wasn't the man I would have wanted it to go to. Maybe pull it onto the edge of the box, where I'm guessing it was Fletcher on this edge just here. These two. We had Pedder and we had Fletcher. I would have probably thought going back to one of them might have been a better option, although, yes, here, there was a gap that developed. Carlin, beautiful cross. Heaney with the tight angle again, this time putting it past the goalkeeper, and we are off to a fantastic start. Weymouth, by the way, beating Woking 1-0 at the moment, and Wrexham has gone 1-0 up against Bromley. Altrincham also 1-0 up against Dagenham away from home. Now, Sykes to right. Mason plays back to Sykes. He's going to just play it across to Shipley. The man, the myth, the legend, currently on a 6.9. That's the most impressive thing about his record. He has had some games where he has just been on a 6.7. So the fact that he is averaging over 7.5, it means he's had a lot of games where he's been on an 8, 8.5. Heck, he's probably had a 9. I haven't really paid that much attention to him, to be honest. I haven't specifically focused in on him up until today, where I noticed his average rating. Campbell, though, beautiful ball over the top. Pedder, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Can the defence get back? Oh, no, they're not needed, as the goalkeeper pokes it away, and Obi shall clear it into the crowd. Now, thankfully for Fylde fans, you haven't slipped into the relegation zone just yet, although this is not going to help your cause in trying to stay into the league. Romanski, though, is going to come down this left-hand side, whips one in, back post, and thankfully it floats into our goalkeeper's waiting arms. Mason on 6.5 and Pedder on a 6.6. Probably need to look at taking those off. Dyson also on 6.6, but he actually has a bit of fitness left in him. Pedder is a little bit tired here today, but it's Heaney running at the defence. Plays it over to Dyson on this right-hand side. Inside to Campbell. He's got Heaney. Instead, he goes alone, though. Forces the save from Scott. And Mason now to try and do some impact in this game. He's had a rough one thus far on a 6.6. Whips one in. Campbell, it's nodded away. Heaney should be able to get to this one first. No. Thankfully, it didn't amount to anything, but Crawley, by the way, 2-0 up against FC Halifax. We have Harrogate and Dulwich Hamlet at 1-1. Solihull's also 2-2, and I believe that was against Eastleigh. So, for fans of either of those teams. Now, we've had 10 shots to their 2 out, 2 on target. Not too shabby Fylde, but we've had 6. We've had a much better XG. They're only on a 0.04, which, yeah, we've been the better team in this first half. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of better. Should have probably had more of an impact, to be honest, but okay. If the lads don't want to respond, Mason, I will take you off. On a 6.5, it's half-time. Pedder's having a rough one, and Dyson. Pedder and Dyson are going to get a second bite at the cherry, but I'm sorry, Mason. You're on a 6.5 going into half-time. The team talk had no effect on you. Just go stay in the locker room. Stay in the locker room. We don't need you. Gibson can come on. He's a solid winger himself. Sorry, wing back himself. Shipley, though, coming at them. Tovid has made a lovely slide tackle. Thankfully, though, it falls back to right, and he's going for a 1-2 with Shipley. Now, ball over the top. And that was a wasteful bit of time with that highlight. Really don't see the point in it. Heaney, though, forces a save from Scott. And to deliver the ball in will not be Mason, because he has, of course, been substituted. Instead, we have Carlin. Now, Carlin whips it in back post. Fletcher cannot get onto it as Obi. Solid little effort from Obi to keep them in this one. Nods it away yet again. By the way, Crawley running away with that game. 4-0 at the moment. Trying to recoup some goal difference, because I was looking at some goal differences. Crawley only had an 8 goal difference. They looked so odd with the teams around them on like 20 and 18, and lowest I think was about 14 near them. It looked odd. There was, I guess, getting by on 1-0 victories, and when they lost heavy. But Romanski, that's another story for a different day. Ball inside to Davis now. Obi on the halfway line. Tries the ball over the top. Tovid nods it onto Insel. Insel now. Can he get a shot off? Lovely block. And it goes floating into Oluwayemi's arms as we try to hold on here. In fact, it wasn't Eastleigh. Who is Solly Aldershot? It's the colour. The colour got me. 2-2. Eastleigh's, in fact, 0-0 against Chesterfield, which for them is a very good result thus far. Also, we're in substitution time, so we shall be making one or two more in just a second. Gibson, though, plays it into Pedder. Pedder from range. So close. Dyson on 6.4. He is my target to remove from this match. So Dyson off, Tomlinson on. Tomlinson shall become an inside forward on his 2.5-star rating, and we don't have anyone specifically too shattered, so I think I'm going to hold out for an extra 5, 6, 7 minutes sort of thing. Maybe go just past the 70th minute, maybe 70, 72. Look for that player in the red, refreshing them up, all sorted for the rest of the game. Because I know if I take them off now, we'll probably pick up an injury, or we'll get a sending off, or something really stupid that allows File to come back into this one. So we're going to stick with the 2 substitutes, go for a third a little late on. Tomlinson, though, coming down this right-hand side. Can he get anything going? He's got Fletcher inside if he wishes to pull it to him. Instead, he goes back to Carlin. Carlin, we know, can make a great cross. He goes short to Fletcher, though, and the ball bounces out for a throwing very close to this corner flag. But we don't get to see it. And Gibson, of course, the substitute goes and takes a little bit of a knock, I'm assuming, considering he just dropped straight down in fitness. Pedder is also struggling for fitness. So Gibson, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Famous last words. Donaldson can come on for Pedder. And Dawson is on. Dulwich Hamlet, by the way, has just taken the lead against Harrogate 2-1. Maidenhead is 1-1 against Kings Lynn. Notts County 2-0 against Maidstone. Crawley has a fight back from Halifax, coming at 4-2 after taking a 4-0 lead in that one. But there is about 6 minutes remaining in everyone's games. Now, Heaney nods it away. Tovid will collect this one now. Whips it in. Back post. Can Fletcher win this header? Ooh, Whitmore forces a save. And thankfully, the ball goes out of play. Come on, lads. We just need to hold on. We're being the better team. Anything but a win in this is going to be a shame. It's punched away. Tovid plays it short to Obi. Obi, if he wasn't on the pitch here today, we could have probably had 2 or 3 by now. It's a ball back into... Oh, lovely catch. And we've avoided another dangerous opportunity there from AFC Fylde, who are just hovering above the relegation zone by 5-goal difference. Romansky, though, throws it into Matthews. Weirdly, we've got Matthews coming at Tomlinson on this right-hand side, but Donaldson plays it inside to Campbell. Campbell's got an overlap. Fletcher behind him, though, instead. Don't know what you're doing there, Fletcher. He just kicked it against Jones, and Jones calling. Dr. Jones is on the counter-attack. He's played it out wide to Matthews, though. Can Tomlinson dispossess him? It's now over to Jones, back to Matthews once more. Someone please make a tackle. It's back to Whitmore, though. Whitmore up to Tovid. Tovid holding up possession, tries to pull it back. It's now over to Antwi. Antwi nods it down for Mordner. Mordner from range. Oluwayemi. That might have hit the side netting. Might have hit the side netting, my friend. You could have probably left it, or at least try and catch it. I hate his obsession with just push it away. That'll be fine. It's sort of like doing something half-assed. Like, you want them to just do it. Donaldson, though, short to Fletcher. Yes, he might get it done. It might work. But you know it's not going to last, and you're going to have to redo that job in about 6 months' time. Carlin, though, whips it in. Donaldson, have you seen how much of the goal was available to you? You kicked it out the one part with the goalkeeper. But the free kick is nodded away by Romansky, and it's now Tovid on the counter-attack. Now, we are past the 94th minute, ref. I don't know what you're doing. We've had 40 additional seconds in this. We've already almost had an additional minute. Sykes, thankfully, though, nods it away. Ref, do you have a watch, ref? Come on, just blow the whistle, ref. Please, I'm begging you. I swear, if they score right now, I'm going to go on a rant about how terrible our refs are. I've stuck up for our refs all season. There's been 2 or 3 opportunities where managers have gone, the ref sucks. The refs in England suck. The refs in England suck. And I've gone, no, they've got a hard job. They've got a lot to deal with. But if we conceded then, I would not have been a happy chappy Thankfully, though, we have picked up the victory here today. Little disappointed in Tomlinson on that 6.4. Gibson did pick it up and get a 6.7 in the end. Mason on 6.5, a 6.4 for Dyson. Both of them I am disappointed in. But Shipley, again, going above and beyond. 7.9 for him. But next up, we are going to be versing a fellow playoff challengers, Notts County. So, I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.